Are you guys ready for the showdown? Are you ready for some fireworks? I'm hoping these two feisty players bring out their personality because tonight we could witness a real grudge match. These guys have had it out on the court before. When they first started to play, Tsitsipas called Medvedev a BS Russian. Medvedev didn't like it and basically chased Tsitsipas off the court. He called him out. Sometimes you kind of act like, oh, I don't know, I heard that, and you just kind of let things go. No, Medvedev was trying to get in his face. The umpire got in between them, but Tsitsipas grabbed his bag and got out of dodge. So, and ever since that, then Medvedev's kind of owned him. So this is going to be a great matchup. Two players wanting to win their first Grand Slam, playing really, really good tennis. Tsitsipas coming off, I don't know, what's the biggest win of his career? Was the biggest win of his career when he beat Roger in the quarterfinals, or what, beating Nadal? Is that the biggest win of his life? That's epic comeback, down 2 sets, beats Rafa Nadal, the Warrior, in 5 sets. So when you do that, you got to have the combo all the way, right? So Tsitsipas got to be feeling good about himself that he was able to stand toe-to-toe with Rafa, go 5 sets, come back from 2 sets to nothing. And what he basically did was he outlasted Rafa. He started moving better than Rafa. He hit more winners. He played better defense. He basically just did everything a little bit better than Rafa to get out of there with a 7-5 in the 5th set victory. And Medvedev is just driving his opponents nuts. He just played Rublev, and he took him to school, made him look very ordinary. 3 straight sets. When you watch Medvedev play, I don't know. I always thought watching Rafa play and Novak play that when you watch them play and they're on, they look impossible to win a point against. But when Medvedev is on, I don't know. He might even take it to another level. I've seen him take it to another level against Djokovic in Cincinnati, where Djokovic is, that guy, when he's in lockdown mode, he's in lockdown mode, right? Severe lockdown mode Djokovic goes into, looks impossible to win a point against him. Well, against Medvedev, he just was like, I don't know what to do to win a point against this guy. That's how good Medvedev can be when he is on. It sometimes surprises me that he can get so hot and look unbeatable, and then all of a sudden there'll be like 5 or 6 tournaments where he doesn't do much. It's kind of weird. He's got this capability. I would expect him to be in the finals almost every single tournament. So I think this is going to be a great match. What do you guys think as you come on in? If you're watching the replay, guys, what I'm doing here is we're live and people are leaving their comments on the side. So far we just have one comment like, this is going to be an interesting match. I certainly hope it's going to be an interesting match. I think it's going to be an interesting match. But I want to know, who do you think is going to win this match and why? Who do you think is going to win this match and why? Tsitsipas' draw is so tough. Even the second round against Kokkinakis. Yeah, Kokkinakis played very well. Welcome back to the tour to Kokkinakis after going through lots of injuries. Big credit to him. Just look at the quality of the opponents he's beaten. Yeah, we're talking about Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas has beaten some great opponents. He's had an amazing tournament. And now he's got to go through Medvedev and Djokovic. As suspected, Djokovic went through the qualifier 3 straight sets, easy. Just what the doctor ordered, right? If you're Novak, you're like, this is just what the doctor ordered. I like this. I like this. I went through 3 easy sets. Give this midsection a little more time to heal. You got to think it's pretty good right now. I don't think there's, certainly he can't go to the finals and declare any kind of injury going to be hampering his quality of play. He easily got the win today. He beat Zverev in pretty good form, I thought. I thought that was a great quality match that they played. So Djokovic is going to be there. Djokovic is going to play a great match. He's going to play a great match in the final. And you'd have to, if you got to bet, you got to bet on Joker, right? He is definitely wants to get to 18. He loves the Australian Open. He barely loses at the Australian Open. So he's the favorite. But before we worry about the final, this semifinal is going to be awesome. I hope it's going to be awesome. I think there's just, as far as the performance-wise, the shot making that's going to be necessary to win, I feel that Tsitsipas has got to play a great match to beat Medvedev. I feel that Medvedev does too, but I just feel like it's easier for Medvedev. I just feel like he knows his game more, and it requires less. I mean, he's got great shots. He hits great shots every match, but it just feels like it takes less effort, or there's less pressure. It just seems like his game comes to him a little more naturally than Tsitsipas, and Tsitsipas is going to have to do a lot of what he did against Nadal. He's going to have to be very consistent. He's going to have to be mentally tough. He's going to have to be ready for long points. He's going to have to be ready to grind. He's going to have to be the one probably a little more offensive minded, right? He's going to have to be the one taking it to Medvedev. Medvedev is more of a counterpuncher, and I mean, he's right up there. He's right up there in counterpunching with Rafa and Djokovic. Sometimes I'm thinking he is at times better at that than both those guys. So, I think there's a lot of pressure on Tsitsipas to play an incredible match, and that's going to be hard to do after you just beat Rafa. In fact, when he did this last time, when he had a huge win at the Australian Open in the quarterfinals against Federer, he came out against Rafa completely flat a couple of years ago and got smoked. Rafa smoked him. He won the last set 6-0. I have to think that maybe at the time Tsitsipas was just exhausted. So this will be interesting to see how much Tsitsipas has matured in those couple of years, that now he knows he's going to have to go back to back to back to win. Sometimes just thinking about things is exhausting. Do you guys ever feel that? Like, just the idea of, I'm just talking about myself, just the idea of getting up and working out. Sometimes you're just laying in bed going, oh man, I don't want to work out today. I don't want to. It's just like gets you intimidated, and then when you do a good job, you get up and you go work out. So, I mean, the idea of going, okay, I got to go through Nadal, now Medvedev, now Djokovic. If you're Tsitsipas, that's exhausting. And if you're Medvedev, I think he's a little fresher, where he's like, okay, I just got to beat this guy I hate. I got to beat this guy I hate. I think Tsitsipas more wants to forget about the incident. He was embarrassed of what he said. I mean, whenever you call out somebody by their country and kind of talk down about their country, that's like right up there with a your mama joke. Like, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. And you realize as soon as you do it, like, ooh, I went too far. And Medvedev let him know, like, dude, you went too far. You went too far with that one. And so I think it's going to be harder for Medvedev to ever forget and forgive that line, where Tsitsipas is probably a little more like, hey, I'm older now, and I'd like to let bygones be bygones. And, I was a younger guy and didn't really mean it. I think that's where he's at with the whole thing. I think he regrets it and would like to get past it. But I think Medvedev's always going to use that as fire. Like, I don't like this guy. I need to teach him another lesson, which he's pretty much been doing. Hey, to me, Medvedev is the favorite. This is Thomas is saying Medvedev is the favorite here for his experience. He's been there. It's already, and he's fresher. I think you're right. I mean, if you can't tell by my talking, I'm thinking Medvedev is the favorite here tonight. What do you guys think? I think that he is the fresher of the two. I think his game, when it is on, is I just don't see how you beat him, really. When he's on, his serve, let's just analyze his game. His serve is bigger than Rafa's. I think it might even be a little bit bigger than Djokovic's, although I think Djokovic he has more variety. He can hit more corners. Djokovic has really improved his serve. We're talking about Djokovic's serve 5 years ago. I would say Medvedev's serve is better. But, Djokovic has improved the serve a lot. So maybe Djokovic has a little bit better serve than Medvedev. But, Medvedev's serve is a pretty good weapon. He can really pop that first serve in there, get some free points. He is a great mover. He moves so well for a big guy. He defends so well. And he can turn that defense into offense really quick. And when you attack him, he just comes up with the craziest passing shots, little dink shots at your feet. Like, he's just so hard to beat. I don't know. I don't know how Tsitsipas is going to do it. The only thing is, I think I was kind of thinking the same thing about, well, how's he going to beat Rafa? Rafa was 6-1 against him, and Tsitsipas has the one-handed backhand. How would the one-handed backhand hold up against Rafa's big buggy whip forehand? All that kind of stuff. And for the first two sets, it looked like, everybody was kind of right. When we were on the call the other day, everybody's kind of thinking, yeah, Rafa's going to handle Tsitsipas pretty good. And for the first two sets, he did. But then the things that Tsitsipas could answer was like, hey, I can handle Rafa's high ball to the backhand. Tsitsipas's one-hand backhand was amazing. He didn't give up. He stayed focused. He was fit till the end. He was faster than Nadal at the end of the match. So Tsitsipas got a lot going for him. He's got a lot going for him. And I think they're both very determined. I don't think either player could possibly be more determined and want to win this match more. So if they can both live up to their desire and their playing potential, it's going to be an outstanding battle. It's going to be an outstanding battle. And it's just going to be, can Tsitsipas find a way to hit through the court enough to hit winners, to shorten points as much as possible, to get to the net whenever possible and put the balls away. And that's what it's going to be about. The match is on Tsitsipas's racket. He's got to play possibly even better offense, if you can believe that, than he did against Nadal to win the match. So what do you guys think? Can he do that? So far, I've seen nothing about Tsitsipas. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Tsitsipas, here's a good line also, because Tsitsipas also called Medvedev's game boring, but he kind of took that back, right? I mean, that's the thing. He said he's come out and attacked Medvedev, where Medvedev goes, okay, you've made fun of my country, you've made fun of my tennis game, and yet you can't beat me. So I think that Medvedev really does not like him. And I think that if I was Medvedev, I wouldn't like him much either. I happen to like Tsitsipas because Tsitsipas never said anything to me. And I like his game. I like his personality. I like his YouTube channel. If you haven't seen, he's got a great YouTube channel. I mean, he seems like a pretty cool person. But if I'm Medvedev, who didn't provoke any of this, I would go, I don't like this guy. He seems like a real jerk. So there's always that extra motivation when you don't like somebody to keep beating them. So I think Medvedev's going to come out. I don't think he's going to be flat. I think both players are going to be on high alert. They are both going to be really ready to go. Sometimes you can get too amped up for a match too. I mean, tennis is such a weird game. You got to have that perfect flow. Like, you can come out too flat, you lose. You can come out too amped up and you lose. You got to find that right amount of like fire and calm. And so they both have to find that in such a big moment. And that's where tennis is always such a wild card, to where you don't necessarily know who's going to win when you have two really great players. That's why it's so hard to pick these matches, because, once they get out on the court, anything can happen. Both great at what they do. And they're both just one step away from getting to the finals and being able to win their first major. And they both want to really do that. I think they both have that heart and fire and determination of a champion. So, it's that race to see who can do it first, and can they do it? I think they both would like to do it against a legend. I think it means more if you can be a young gun and take out a legend. That, one of the things that I've always kind of complained about is, like, we don't want to see the legends just get so tired of winning and so old that they eventually just retire. And none of these guys like Tsitsipas or Medvedev or Dominic Thiem, or a lot of them, have ever beaten them in the finals of a major. And so far, that's the way it's going. So I think they both feel pressure to get to the finals and prove to the world that they can beat a legend to start building their own legacy. I think that's important to both of them. And so I think they're both going to be really, really fired up. I'm really fired up to watch this match. I have not seen a Tsitsipas pick yet. So far, it's all about Medvedev. Medvedev beat everyone at the World Tour Finals and the ATP Cup. That makes him the favorite to me. Medvedev in 3, says James A. I think Tsitsipas has matured. I think we are about to witness greatness, and he may come up short versus Novak. Okay, so that's our first from the Panda, from the Thai Panda. Our first pick for Stefanos is from the Thai Panda. Do we have anybody else who thinks that Tsitsipas can beat Medvedev? So that's a question right now to the audience. Can Tsitsipas beat Medvedev, and why? What does he have to do to beat him? I think what he has to do to beat him is he's got to be ready for, he's got to do basically what he did against Rafa. He's got to be ready for long points. He's got to be physically fit, and he's got to play a little bit more offensively than his opponent, right? He picked just the perfect times against Rafa to pull trigger and dominate and be the one to force the action. And he's going to have to do the same thing against Medvedev, and he might even have to do it. And I know this sounds kind of sacrilegious as a tennis person to say this. He might have to do it at an even higher level than he did against Nadal to beat Medvedev. Do you guys agree with me on that? Is that not giving Rafa enough respect? I mean, I hope you guys understand how much I respect Rafa. But do you guys feel what I'm saying on that as far as how good Medvedev is at defense and what a mover he is, and he's so tough to win points against when he gets on a roll? Or am I giving Medvedev too much credit? What do you guys think about that? Or do you agree with me? For Medvedev to win, I think he just has to do what he does well. You know, he's got to serve fairly well. He doesn't have to serve outrageously good. He's got to be consistent from the baseline, and when he gets attacked, he's just got to pass. That's the game plan. That's what he's got to do. That's it. I don't think he really needs to take it to Stefanos. I don't think he needs to, think about he's always got to be on offense against Stefanos. I think he can more lay back, wait to see what Stefanos does, and then it's boom, counterattack, boom, counterattack. That's what he does, and it's pretty scary to watch. Let's see. I agree. Medvedev currently higher level on hard courts than Nadal, I think. But Tsitsipas could definitely beat Medvedev. Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, if you come off the court and you beat Rafa Nadal, who was up on you 2-0, you can win the whole tournament. Tsitsipas has the game. And one thing that I was super impressed with is his backhands. I thought his backhand was pretty good, but I never knew it was that good. Like he had to defend a lot of backhands against Rafa, and it actually wasn't even defending. Like sometimes he'd go toe to toe with Rafa back and forth, backhand, forehand, Rafa's forehand to his backhand, and he would hit such a strong backhand, not even changing the directions down the line, but sometimes just going back cross court towards like too much heat, where Rafa would fall off the ball and hit the ball short, or he'd miss sometimes off of the Tsitsipas backhand. Not many people can do that, especially with a one hand. Okay, the Panda is really weighing in here. He says, no, you're actually right, because the issue with Rafa was that he was tired. Yeah, I think it was that he was a little bit tired. Diego says Medvedev crushed Rublev, so he is serious. He's pretty serious for this tournament, says Diego. Diego, good to see you again, my friend. Yeah. I think what we're getting here is the crowd, our little community, our little tennis community here of passionate, totally obsessed tennis players is feeling that Medvedev has the advantage here. He has the advantage. It's kind of interesting, even though Tsitsipas, that's what makes tennis such a unique sport. Even though Tsitsipas has more firepower, Medvedev has the advantage because Medvedev's game doesn't require him to attack all the time to win. So even though I would say Tsitsipas has a bigger serve, he's got a bigger forehand, he might even have, although Medvedev's backhand is just so awesome, but he might have the capability to hit more winners off of the backhand. Medvedev, Tsitsipas has the ability to hit winners off serve and then first ball, or in a rally that's neutral, hit the winner. Medvedev can do that too, but he prefers to hit his winners off of counterattacking. When he gets stretched out wide, all of a sudden, boom, he'll hit a forehand line winner, or you come to the net on him and he passes you. So it seems in almost every category, serve, forehand, backhand, I think that Tsitsipas has more firepower than Medvedev, but I still think that Medvedev is going to win. With all that said, so that's my prediction, guys. I hope you enjoyed this chat. And let's see. Here's another one. Based on what Tsitsipas said in the press conference, it seemed like he kind of reached a flow state against Nadal. If he can recreate that, he can beat anybody. So that flow state, that's called being in the zone. And as a tennis player, it's just so elusive. It's sometimes you can stay in the zone for a set, sometimes a match, sometimes a couple matches, sometimes an entire tournament, sometimes an entire season. But you never really feel like you have complete control over when the zone's going to come and go. You just always hope you can stay there. So if he said he reached that flow state, he got to the zone, and you never know when the zone's coming back. And I don't feel that. I think that's a good point what we just said there. I think that Tsitsipas has got to get in the zone. I think he's got to be in the zone to beat Medvedev, and he can certainly do that. But I don't think Medvedev has to get to the zone to beat Tsitsipas. Cheering for whoever can beat the Joker. So people want to see the Joker lose. Yeah. Is this the Joker's tournament to win or lose? Or do you guys feel whoever takes out, whoever wins tonight, what do you guys think? Let's just end with this little conversation here. Who has a better chance to beat Djokovic, Medvedev or Tsitsipas? So if Medvedev gets to the final, do you think he's got a good chance to beat Djokovic or not? And if Tsitsipas gets to the final, do you think he has a good chance to beat Djokovic? Who's got a better chance? Let's see that as we get ready to get on out of here. One thing we know in every single match, the serve, guys, is important. So if you're on and you're watching this and you don't know who I am and you like to play tennis, you know the serve is the biggest challenging shot to master in the game. In fact, I did a video analysis today of 3.0 serves, 3.5, all the way up to 5.0 serves, and showed you the differences, what you're going to need to do to get your serve up level by level. And certainly the best players have the best serves. So if you want to be one of the better players in your area, sign up for the 7-day serve challenge, and you get 7 days free coaching online, free video lessons. You can even send in your video to me that I will analyze it. So make sure that you do that. I'll just leave that banner up as we talk here. Okay, so the win over Nadal definitely gave Tsitsipas some confidence. Sure. It probably also wore him out physically. Medvedev, so far 50-50 for each. Really hard to predict this one, says Diego. Okay, so as we leave, just write in, who do you think is going to win the tournament? Will it be Djokovic? Will it be Tsitsipas? Will it be Medvedev? I just have to go with the guy who just keeps winning. My first choice is Djokovic. I think he'll win the tournament. My second choice is Medvedev. I think he has the game to beat Djokovic. I got to see it firsthand in Cincinnati, and Djokovic was absolutely frustrated. And he was also, I think besides frustrated, he gained a lot of respect for Medvedev. I think he kind of looked across the net and goes, whoa, like, this guy's so damn good. I think he enjoyed the battle and realized, wow, I'm bringing my best stuff, and it's not good enough. So we're getting some people. It seems like if people feel like Federer, all right, well, we'll see Federer in a couple of weeks, guys. Sit tight. Federer will be there in a couple of weeks. But so far, it looks like people think Medvedev is going to win tonight, and that Medvedev has the best chance of beating Djokovic, which I agree. Djokovic semifinal 3-set was unreal. Djokovic versus Medvedev would be an amazing final. Yeah, I think that would be an amazing final. That's just two people playing the same way, where they're just walls, and one of them will have to step outside of their comfort zone a little bit and play a little more offensively. And actually, again, I think that pressure goes on Djokovic. I think Djokovic is going to be the one who will have to play a little more offense than he's used to against Medvedev to beat him. So let's see here. Mini Tennis says it will be a mental battle. Whoever stays calmer, I'd like to see Greek Jesus pull it out and prevail over the Joker. Okay, so he's pulling for Greek Jesus. It'll be some good stuff, guys. Good stuff ahead. So thanks so much for watching. If you've never been on this channel before, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we talk about the tennis and we show you how to play the tennis. And we have totally obsessed tennis players in our community who love tennis. So that's what it's all about here on my channel. So if you like that idea, subscribe if this is your first time watching, or if you've watched me before and you haven't subscribed yet, well, now you're just hurting my feelings. Subscribe right now. Don't delay it anymore. And like this video on your way out so that YouTube lets people know that, hey, this is a cool video you should watch. As you guys are watching these live streams and liking it, it makes a big difference. Like last night we went live with we talked about Serena versus Osaka, and you guys all showed up. You guys gave it a like, and then YouTube actually, that video has now, I think, over 12,000 views in a day. So I think that's because of you guys. And here's one more thing. I picked Osaka to beat Serena. I said it on the video. Go check it out. I was right. So, and I've been pretty good on my picks, although I messed up Nadal Tsitsipas. So maybe Tsitsipas is going to mess me up again with this pick because I am picking Medvedev to win. I'm picking Medvedev to win. It's going to be tough. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Enjoy the tennis. Keep it going.